Hi, in this video I'm going to show you one of the probably the easiest method which I use to create a broken floor for my Unity game. Let me show you the broken floor on my game here. Yeah, that's over there. Wait, pause the game. So if you see the floor over here, which is broken with some fire stuff on it, right? In this game I made the floors using the basic cube object of Unity game engine with some floor texture on it, except this floor over here, this is made of the method which I am talking about using Blender. Okay, in this example I'm going to create a wall using the same method with a window, a see-through window on it, not the wall like this with a window. This window is just made of texture. You can't open this or you can't see through this. Alright, let's do it. To do this you need 3 free softwares which is available for free on internet. You can download it if you don't have one. Alright, the first one is paint.net, and then Inkscape, and obviously Blender. Alright, so let me start with paint.net. I'm going to create an image of create an image. Let me have some 500 size. It can be of any size. So I'm going to remove the background, leave it transparent, and select the shape object, choose rectangle, and I'm going to leave the black color as is. You can have any color, but make sure you have only one color, right? And I'm going to create a bar, and I'm going to duplicate this by selecting it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, move this a bit, Ctrl V again, move it a bit, Ctrl V again. I think that's enough. Alright, I'm going to add a layer, and to give a proper look like a window for this image, I'm going to select the circle object, create a circle, and I'm going to delete off of it. Alright, I think it looks like a window now. Okay, so this is kind of a mask for the window which we are creating. Alright, so the black area is going to be the hole on the wall. Alright, okay, I think that's it over here. So let me save this. Saved. By default it goes to PDN because I have 2 layers created over here. So if you want, you can save it as PDN for your future reference. I'm going to save it as PNG for now. So let me save this as window template.png. So I'm going to leave this to 32-bit. Click OK. So I have multiple layers, so it's asking me to flatten it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, so in this image there are only 2 things. One is a transparent transparent background and a black color image. Alright, let's jump to Inkscape. So we're going to use Inkscape just to convert the PNG image to the SVG format which Blender can recognize. Alright, so I'm going to file, import, select the image which I just created, click OK, move this to the side for a clear view, and make sure you have this selected, and go to path, trace bitmap over here. So this is okay, this value which I changed earlier, so this comes with 8 by default. So you make sure you select a lower value, so you don't need higher value over here. You don't have a complex image, it's just a image with single color. Alright, if you have an image with some gradients or shades, then you may need to go for higher scan value to get a proper output. Alright, so if you don't have this selected, select remove background, and the live preview shows what you're going to get. Alright, that's it. Click on OK, and there you go. That's your SVG image which you're going to save, and you don't need your PNG. Delete it. So you scale it as much as you want over here, and finally save this. Okay, let me put this to this folder itself. Window template.svg. So that's window template.svg. Alright, that's it over here. So we have our svg file. Let's jump to Blender. So when you open Blender comes with its favorite own cube object by default. So let's use that cube to do our job over here. Alright, before I do anything with Blender, let me do one thing. So I'm pressing N to enable screencast keys. Alright, press N again to hide it. Okay, so let me select this cube and press S to scale it on Z axis by pressing Z, and I'm going to choose the value 0.1 to flatten it. Press enter. Okay, so I'm using left mouse key on Blender. Okay, so I have changed this on user preference earlier for my convenience. So by default Blender comes with right click for selection or doing any operation. Okay, if you're following the screencast keys, please note that. So I'm using left mouse button for Blender. Okay, this is our flattened cube over here. It's not cube anymore, now it's going to be our wall. Alright, it doesn't look like a wall. Let's apply some texture to that. Okay, select your slab, and let's go to texture and select the type as image or movie, and scroll a bit down, open your texture file. Where am I? Okay, users, I'm lost. Pictures, samples. So I have my texture downloaded already here, so I'm going to choose that. Okay, so that's a wall texture. I chose my texture. There's one more bit to do over here. If you scroll down a bit, you need to go under mapping, select your coordinate as UV texture coordinate. Alright, so that's it over here. And if you go to your texture viewport shading, texture view, obviously you don't see anything add over here because we haven't done UV unwrapping yet. Alright, to do that, go to UV editing. You get the left pane with the texture view and the right pane with your 3D object view. Go and select your texture image which you just added to your object. Select it. So that's your texture over here. Okay, so click on the 3D view over here, and you need to switch to edit mode. You can do that either by going here or just pressing tab, and make sure you have your entire object selected. If you are not sure, press A to deselect all and press A again to select all. Okay, and now to do UV unwrapping, go to UV mapping options by pressing U and click on unwrap. That's it. So if you see on the left side, you have your entire texture selected. So fortunately I have a square texture and a square object. If you have a different shape, like some irregular shape, a human face or anything, so if you are doing the texture operation here, you need to adjust your texture with the editing options, or you may need to add more texture and do the job. Okay, so that's not the subject here. So we have what we needed, so let's switch to our default view. So there you go. So that's our slab with some texture applied on it. So I hope it looks like a wall now. If you don't see the texture applied, possibly you are on solid viewport shading view, so you need to switch it to texture to see your texture applied. Alright, so that's all the things which you need to do over here before we are going to apply the window on it. So let's do our real job here now. So go to file, import, select our svg file which we just created. Where's that? Pictures, samples. So that's our window template.svg which we just created using Inkscape. So where is it now? Okay. Alright, select your imported object before using this object to create a window on your wall. You have few bits to do on this. So select the object, go to add modifier, add solidify. So to add some thickness to this, let me change the view to this so that you can see. Alright, let's add some thickness to that object. So it can be in either direction. You can go on negative or positive value. So the point is we are going to just add some thickness to it. So let's add some thickness and click on that, and we are going to use the longest shortcut on Blender to move this object to origin. So you got it here, and make sure you move this so that you can see it on both the side of the wall. Okay, as I said earlier, this black area is going to act as hole on the wall, or this black is going to do the hole on the wall. So if you want to have a see-through window, make sure you see this object on both the sides of the wall. Okay, now select your wall and go to add modifier, select boolean and select boolean operation as difference. And now I expect Blender to list all the objects with intersects with this slab over here, or the wall object over here. Okay, so if I click on this, it comes empty. The reason is the Blender is expecting a mesh object to intersect with the wall here, but we don't have a mesh, so our object which we imported is not a mesh yet. So to do a mesh conversion, click on the imported object, press Alt and C and select mesh from curve. Right, you can see the difference now. So this is a mesh now. If you go back to wall, select the wall object and make sure you have the boolean modifier added and the difference as the operation selected, and when you click on object now you can see the curve. So select it and you're going to do the final magic touch by pressing apply. Alright, that's all. Now if I move this object out, there you go. So you have a see-through window on a wall created, and with some texture on it. So you don't need this object anymore. I can delete it. That's it. if you want to take it to your game engine, Unity game engine, or Unreal, or any other game engine which you use, you can select it and go to export, save it as FBX or OBJ, whichever format you want. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.